What's up, guys? I just found this video on X. It's called the top 10 most mortifying media moments of 2024. Basically, just the media just lying. You know what I mean? Flat out propaganda, um, playing defense for the Democrat Party and just absolutely just lying their butts off. And I found this on Tom Elliott's page. I just followed him. I wasn't following him before. And you know how you just surf through and stuff. And I found this. I said, "Oh my God, this is gold." I watched a couple of minutes of it. I go, "Oh no, no, no! I got to react to this." So, so without further ado, let's get on into it, guys.
Start your tape right now. I am taking a what do they call it? Like a regular dose, whatever. They're trying to build up of ivermectin. Ivermectin, a dewormer, really? Because I'm about to tell you the truth.
Donald Trump declaring before a crowd that Cheney should be put before a firing line.
And F you if you can't handle the truth.
It's clear as day. The FBI put out statistics for 2023. Crime is going down. You don't have to.
Look how fired. Look how fired Donald's is looking at her. Abby Phillips. Abby Phillips, I gotta give her credit. Some of these Democrats are calm and cool. They never lose their cool. She's one of them. Very attractive lady. Either she's really, really stupid, she's brainwashed, or she's just a liar, propagandist. And I got my reservations on that. But I remember the show. Byron Donalds was on here, and all they do is use the FBI statistics. Oh, well, the FBI statistics, which everybody knows who has two brain cells to rub together, that is a lie. Those FBI statistics are a lie. For you to say that crime is down, my God. Again, Byron Donalds is the man, by the way. If I had to pick a congressman that's in actual Congress to be the seat, the Senate seat, I mean the House Speaker of the House, it'd be Byron Donalds. Look how he's looking at her.
You don't have to twist the facts.
Violent crime in America has actually gone up, not down.
Grabian presents most mortifying media moments of 2024. Number 10, ignore your eyes. Those are cheap fakes.
There's a growing and insidious trend in right-wing media, broadcast, print, and social media. It is to take highly misleading and selectively edited videos of President Biden directly from Republican National Committee social media accounts.
This is before June 27th, before the disastrous debate with Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And this is when the media and Biden was breaking down a lot. He wasn't on screen a lot, on TV a lot before, but when he was screwing up. But for some reason, the couple of weeks before in June and some of May, when he was on TV, he was just doing all kind of crazy stuff. So instead of saying, because the media couldn't ignore it, the quote unquote right wing, basically anybody that has common sense or is on the right side of the aisle, they were pointing this out. So of course they got to play defense, the lamestream media, the propagandists, the liars, and they got to come out and they said, what are we going to do, guys? And all together they said, oh, we're going to call them cheap fakes, meaning these videos aren't real, guys. Don't believe your lying eyes. Golly, man.
And then use those videos to spread messages virally to cast doubt on President Biden's fitness for office. Here is this headline from the New York Post, quote, Biden appears to freeze up, has to be led off stage by Obama at Megabucks LA fundraiser. The full video posted.
By the way, that was New York Post said that. They're left wing. And that's exactly what happened.
By Biden finance chair on Twitter shows something entirely different. Biden reacting to applause and then walking off stage with former President Obama.
Don't believe your lying eyes, guys. He didn't freeze up and Obama didn't grab him and shove him off. No. He was just saying hi to the crowd. When Obama grabbed him, it was nothing. Man, these people.
Comes less than 1 week after the New York Post made a cover out of another piece of deceptively edited tape, calling him meanderer-in-chief due to what they claim was Biden walking away during a skydiving demonstration during the G7 summit last week. Biden was going over to congratulate one of the skydivers. The articles are based on cheap fakes, videos of real events that are intentionally manipulated to fool viewers.
Number 9, CNN thinks.
My God, guys. My God. This is one of the biggest scandals. I know we're joking around and stuff, and this guy is still in office. 21 more days left, 20 days left, whatever it is. This is one of the biggest scandals in U.S. history. To not only the way he got in office, which I can't talk about in this video, but for them to the staff and everybody else. And this is since 2019, guys. Everybody knew how he was even before he came in office. But once he got in office, everybody knew he was, mentally disabled, mentally discognitive or whatever. You know what I mean? And he couldn't do the job. And that's why his assistants and everybody else, again, who is running this country, guys? You know what I mean? This is one of the, my goodness, man, these people, oh my God. See, this stuff triggers me, guys. This is what I'm here to fight against. And by the way, if you want to hear some more videos like this, me fighting for freedom, us fighting for freedom, my channel's called Jerry Loves Freedom, but you can put your name in it. We all love freedom. You know what I mean? But this is a big scandal, guys. We got to fight against this. Let me go back a little bit.
To fool viewers.
Number 9, CNN thinks America is a democracy.
There's a lot of criticisms of Trump that he is bad for democracy, that he's bad for American democracy.
Okay, we are a republic.
We're a republic.
We are not a democracy.
Republic. We're not a democracy.
I've heard a lot of conspiracy theories. I hear a lot of things out on the road. But to hear Americans, people who would describe themselves as
into the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. You will never see anything in the Pledge of Allegiance, in the Declaration of Independence, in the Constitution. It says anywhere we are a democracy. This is why I don't like Fox either. I was talking about, oh, democracy. A democracy, guys, is when we vote who we vote in, right? We do vote for our people to represent us. Okay, we're not, if this was a full-blown democracy, guys, we'd be down at Capitol Hill every single day or online if they would let us do it, voting for all the bills. That's why we have representatives like the United States president. We have our local representatives, our federal representatives. We have our senators, 2 senators each state. That's what it is. It's not a democracy. It's a constitutional republic. God. And they don't believe in democracy anyways. When you hear the word democracy, by the way, from the Democrats, democracy equals Democrat power and control, period.
patriots say that America is not a democracy. That stopped me in my tracks.
You are hearing people say America is not a democracy because there are people around Trump who want them to be saying that, who've been planting that narrative.
Number 8. Beyonce is performing at the DNC.
There are rumors that Beyonce might make an appearance. I personally think that that's true.
Is the United Center going to be turning into the Beehive tonight?
The Beehive is buzzing right now because the preparation for the Beehive, it has to start early.
A donor confirmed to me that she's also hearing that Beyonce is en route.
Beyonce is going to show up. Queen Day.
Breaking Beyonce news.
Number 7. The media tries to scare people about.
If I were those people, I would have been so mad. Again, this party is so fake. Can you imagine all the people that paid the tickets to be there? Now, she did end up showing up, I think, a couple of weeks later, and she didn't even sing. She just stood there and talked and got paid to do it, by the way. But they wanted, this was, I think it was towards the middle or end of the DNC, the Democrat National Clown Show, right? That they were saying that. They were like, oh, Beyonce's coming and blah, 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 blah. And even I wanted to say, well, let me see her do a show. You know what I mean? Because nobody wants to hear Beyonce talk. We want to look at her and want to hear her sing. And that was just a complete lie to get ratings and to fool the American people. And they weren't even mad about it. Crazy.
About Project 2025.
The far-right manifesto puts forth sealing the border, and it seeks to do so with military force. It aims to use every lever of government to find, detain, and deport undocumented people, take funding and housing away from people who are just associated with undocumented immigrants. Quote, deny loan assistance.
Undocumented immigrants, right? AKA illegal immigrants. You know, you're not even allowed to use that word. Biden did that, and I think his one of his speeches, and he got reamed by Nancy Pelosi about that. Undocumented immigrants. He apologized. Oh, they're not illegals. They're undocumented immigrants. And also, Project 2025 was a complete nonsense. Trump had nothing to do with that. If you go on his website, it's called Agenda 47. That's his plan. Now, again, Project 2025, in my personal opinion, ain't that bad. But again, it's all about scare tactics with the Democratic Party. That's all it's about.
To those who are not U.S. citizens or lawful permanent residents.
Number 6. Media tries to hype up the amount of misinformation on X.
After Elon Musk took over in 2020.
Misinformation, aka any information, which is the truth, outside of the mainstream media's propaganda and narrative. When you hear the word misinformation, it's the left's propaganda and their narrative. So if it doesn't fit that, it's misinformation.
2022, most of its Elon Musk took
Of misinformation on X.
After Elon Musk took over in 2022, most of its fact checkers were fired. Now the site is rife with trash talk and lies. Little would you know that this, said to be footage from Gaza, is really from a video game. Eventually, X users added a warning label. These are AI-generated images of, well, see for yourself. Did your research find that there was more misinformation spread by conservatives?
Absolutely.
X has turned into a haven for the spread of misinformation. Since buying the site almost 2 years ago, Musk's site has struggled to control it on topics ranging from the election to the assassination attempt against Trump.
Number 5, Tim.
This is why they hate Elon Musk, right? First of all, those 2 videos were stupid and garbage. Nobody even cared about that stuff. What they're trying to do to the people in La La Land out there in the mainstream media ecosphere that listen to that, they're basically saying, oh, when you go, because they're trying to mentally prepare those people that are brainwashed that when you go on X, see, these are lies. And it's the right wing that's lying, right? AKA, we don't have control anymore over X/Twitter like we did before with the 3-letter agencies and the people that were in charge. Oh, no. Elon Musk is taking over. Who's a Democrat, by the way? But they can't control them. So now that everything's fair, and all, by the way, they had those little community notes under there too that calls out Elon Musk and everybody else. But again, anything outside the propaganda and narrative and the things that they can't control is misinformation or disinformation. Unbelievable, man.
Walz is the best.
Assassination attempt against Trump.
Number 5, Tim Walz is the best. JD Vance is the worst.
Midwestern dad, like super clean cut vibe.
Everybody likes
right?
Tim Walz.
So plain spoken and relatable. Pretty moderate Democrat.
Very moderate record.
A new moderate.
Is right down the middle.
He's not just an old white man.
Tim Walz beats America, you know?
You notice how they all say the same thing at the same time? They get that little memo and oh, he's a moderate. He's a good guy. Tim Walz is a moderate? Really?
Talks like a regular person.
Tim Walz is the opposite of weird.
Populist approach to fear on the Republican side, and the happy populism that Tim Walz is on the ticket on the Democratic side.
Happy warriors.
Happy warriors.
He was certainly the happy warrior last
A
night.
happy warrior, folksy backstory.
Wicked sense of humor. Look how happy the pig looks. That's good.
And JD Vance is weird, extreme, and angry.
Utter humorlessness.
It's hard to believe that JD Vance could be any more extreme.
It's like a freak show of bros.
Dark and ugly beneath the dignity of.
Everything in life is for perspective purposes is all about where you're coming from. And from these beta males over here, you ever notice these people are like very soft and low T and beta males and have feminine tendencies? Anyways, from their point of view, JD Vance is weird. And Tim Walz is a real man. But JD Vance is weird. The weird guy, Tim Walz, is calling, because to me, Tim Walz is a weirdo. And again, there may be some things in his closet that may be coming out. But JD Vance came from a crazy family, right? His whole thing. But what do? They fire at him. Oh, because again, when he came out, Tim Walz and JD Vance, Tim Walz already had a boost up because the media boosted him up, and then JD Vance was in the hole. You know what I mean? Because they boost up Tim Walz and they, you know what, on JD Vance. You know, and you can just see it right here, man.
Most politicians.
JV Vance.
JD is at the far extreme. The most extreme. Being one of the most extreme.
Angry and mean and dark.
This guy is really weird, y'all.
Number 4, very, very bad things will happen if Trump wins.
Think about what happens if all of our access to healthcare goes away next Tuesday. The stakes.
Yeah, he's going to take away healthcare, guys. Remember Obamacare that was there with him in office, Trump, for his 4 years? He never took it away. So again, all the scare tactics they're getting ready to say, why didn't he do it in the first term? This is why they got their butts handed to him. Popular vote, he killed it. Electoral vote, he killed it. You know what I mean? This is why, because of this nonsense.
It's literally our life and death for every woman in America. It's not hyperbole. It's not an exaggeration.
Trump will fulfill his promise to be a dictator on day one.
Sets up a network of camps.
Extraordinarily erratic foreign policy in the Middle East.
Doing profound and possibly permanent damage to American democracy.
If historians in the future are allowed to write books, and by the way, that question is open this morning, and if people
because if Trump comes in office, you won't be allowed to write books. Who the hell believes this stuff, man?
are allowed to go on television and say what they think in the future, which again, that question is open this morning. That's what happens when strong men come to power. That happened in Italy in the 1920s and 1930s, Germany in the 1930s. Suspend the Constitution, pit the Justice Department, the Defense Department against political enemies, and run this country out of the White House.
Number 3. Joe Biden would never pardon his son because he is such a great guy.
Presidential promise to put the law before family.
The president has ruled out pardoning his son.
Pledging not to pardon his son.
To sit there and say,
they bragged about this, guys. They were trying to make the contrast between Trump and Biden, basically saying this. Look at Trump. Trump saying the judicial system is a two-tiered judicial system and everything is against him. But Biden, he goes with the law. What are you talking about? He says he's got his son right here, Hunter Biden, on trial, and he's not pardoning him. He says over and over and over again he won't pardon him. That's the difference between Trump and Biden, guys. You know, look, Biden's good, Trump's bad. But the only reason Biden was saying that is because at the time he still was in a race. He thought he was going to win. And then when Kamala Harris dropped out, he figured, well, if she wins, we'll just, get my son off anyways. But it only applies because Biden knew that if Trump won, or excuse me, he did it because he knew if he would have won, it had all been good. It was only because Trump won the election that Biden, said, "Oh, forget it. I'm gonna pardon my son." 11 years back, by the way, until the year 2013. He's still gonna do some more pardons. He's done the most pardons ever. These people are nonsensical, man.
Say, I'm not going to intervene in the legal process, and I wouldn't pardon my son. Democrats and Joe Biden protecting the justice system.
Our current president of the United States has so much respect for the law that he has said he would not pardon his son.
And Joe Biden has very clearly said he would not pardon his son. He would not commute his sentence. How can Republicans keep making this argument now that Joe Biden has really put it out there?
He is not doing it because he is living what it means to have a rule of law in this country. Yeah. And it isn't, I mean, if you want to know if he believes it, you could actually see what is happening with his own son.
Even President Biden saying in a statement that he would respect the outcome of this case.
This was a good day for the system, good day for sort of America as an example of how.
You see how he paused and started pulling something from down under, just pulling something out of his, what? This is after Hunter Biden got found guilty of 3 felony gun charges. They're like, oh, look what Biden did. He didn't interfere. But guess what? A couple of months later,
the rule of law should work.
We're coming on the air this hour with breaking news. President Biden has just pardoned his son, Hunter.
Number 2, media gets caught editing interviews to help Kamala Harris.
When we talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people, what are 1 or 2 specific things you have in mind for that?
Well, I'll start with this. I grew up a middle-class kid. My mother raised my sister and me. She worked very hard. She was able to finally save up enough money to buy our first house when I was a teenager. I grew up in a community of hardworking people, construction workers and nurses and teachers. And I try to explain to some people who may not have had the same experience, but a lot of people will relate to this. I grew up in a neighborhood of folks who were very proud of their lawn. When we
oh my God. Guys, these Democrats, man. Oh my God. I've seen that 100 times. I laugh every time. I mean, this literally looks like a skit from Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? Like somebody's making fun of her. She is the modern day Sarah Palin. Okay, you remember Sarah Palin? I can see Russia from my house. This woman, and then she's the leading Democrat person for 2028 to win the Democratic nominee for president. That's the best they got, guys. I mean, did you? Oh my gosh. This has been so much fun, this election cycle. My goodness, this woman is something else.
Talk about bringing down prices and making life more affordable for people. What are one or two specific things you have in mind for that?
So when I talk about building an opportunity economy, it is very much with the mind of investing in the ambitions and aspirations and the incredible work ethic of the American people.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
Number one.
See right there, that's the one Trump was complaining about. He's suing what is 60 Minutes on? Is that on CBS? I think it is. Because that was edited, that answer. I think the second part of that answer, because that was an answer from another question. And they edited it to make her look better. You know what I mean? Because I'm pretty sure the answer she gave was terrible. My goodness, man.
There's no cognitive decline. In fact, Biden has never been better.
This is the best one right here, guys. This one should have got Joe Scarborough fired for this one. This is insane.
It's never been better.
Start your tape right now, because I'm about to tell you the truth. This version of Biden is the best Biden ever.
She knows so long as she was 9.
In fact, I think he's better than he's ever been.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
President Biden has a photographic memory, but he's totally focused. He's very sharp.
They say he's sharp in meetings and so on.
Very lucid, very well informed.
He's older. That doesn't mean that he is unfit. He can clear a dementia bar, and that's probably a win. More wild speculation from a bunch of people who have probably never been in a room with Joe Biden and certainly don't have medical degrees that I'm aware of.
But a huge part of the Mueller report talks about Russian disinformation tactics. And one of the themes this election cycle is that Joe Biden is too old to lead. And so everyone is seizing upon this. And it is a classic disinformation tactic.
Wow, guys, there you have it, man. These people should never be trusted again. I'm sorry. That was hilarious, guys. Oh my God, that was hilarious. My head hurts. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, man. My goodness. I'll see you guys on the next one. Jesus.